Most guys quit Hell Week in the first 36 hours.
Wow.
Which you're really not that worn down yet. I mean,
It's
the whole
mental,
5 days, you get like 3 hours, 3.5 hours of sleep collectively, but you're not. So the majority of guys quit in that first 36. And then if you make it past Wednesday night, unless you get hurt, you're going to make it to Friday afternoon when it ends.
So
Because
you're saying it's a mental thing, emotional thing.
Pretty much I mean, for the most part, I mean, the cold is a mental thing. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cold is across the board. Sucks, for everybody. But there's a point past Wednesday evening to where you're on autopilot. Like what's that Ace Ventura movie where he says that the engine's running, but there's nobody behind the wheel. Like,
yeah,
you're just you're checked out, man, and you're starting to hallucinate. You're starting to see weird things. Like, there was one dude that was smacking the water. We were out in the San Diego Bay, and he's smacking the water. He's thinking mermaids were attacking the boat, and another dude's grabbing at my boot because he thinks it's a Snickers bar. He's like, "Give me that Snickers bar." I'm like, "Oh, that's not my Snickers bar. It's my boot." And yeah, you just see weird. You do weird stuff. Now,
Quick question: did you have a Snickers bar hidden in your boot?
I didn't.
Okay,
I did, but I was like, I never did drugs in high school or anything like that. So I was always wanted to like hallucinate, just to have the experience. So I was like excited about it.
Here he goes again.
And but I think because I was like consciously thinking about that the whole week, like, when am I going to start hallucinating?
It didn't happen.
Like, lights looked weird. Like, I remember seeing like light, weird reflections off like lights and things like that. But not like some dudes like we're paddling along, and there's this thing around the world on the last night where you paddle all the way around the island, Coronado Island. And there was one dude, like, we're just out in the middle of San Diego Bay just paddling, and he's like, "Stop!" And we're like, "What?" And he's like, "Stop sign." And we're like, "No stop sign, bud."
Jeez.
Wow. And he wanted to hallucinate.
I tried, but
the human body and brain does some weird things.
Yeah, lack of sleep. I mean, like, literally, like, I remember like falling asleep, standing up, like with a boat on my head.
Yeah.
Like, and then sometimes, I posted a video on social media about pays to be a winner, because the everybody gets a trophy thing in our culture is so opposite to everything that's good in life. But like in Buds, it's like pays to be a winner. Like, if you win a race, you get rest. But it's kind of a reciprocal thing to where you start winning races, you get more rest, and then you win the next race. And and it's kind of like a snowball effect in a way to where you perform better. But having a good boat crew is obviously key in that instance. But you get to rest. But like I posted a video where we had a good boat crew. We won a lot of races, but they set you down and we set the boat up as a windbreak, and you just sit back and they let you rest for however long between the next evolution, and you pass out like. Immediately you fall asleep. Like, you lean back on the dude next to you, like whether he's peeing on you, like it doesn't matter, because like it felt good. Like
warm.
Yeah, like it was straight up like some stuff was out of Dumb and Dumber. I remember Camp Surf, like one dude was below me and he's like, or I was below him, or no, he was below me, and I was like, "Dude, I gotta pee." And he's like, "Just go, man." Like, and he's like, and I'm peeing, he's like, "Oh, it's warm." Because any amount of warmth,
and
it's kind of back to that conversation about like, you don't know what you have until things suck or you don't have it. Like, and that's why, like, in the teams, like we would go sometimes in the platoons for a period where we would do, training and different stuff where we hadn't had something that really sucked for a while. And guys would kind of look at each other and be like, "It's about time for something to go wrong in training or some mission to go, where it sucks," because it almost like brings you back to life. And then the best team guy stories that I have are things where they went south and things sucked, and the camaraderie and the bondage that happens, in that moment. And so, like, yeah, peeing on yourself is not normal, but you're warm for like 10 seconds of it. But it's also a love-hate thing because you're inside of your waistband and your inner thighs are completely raw, like meat, just
so it probably hurts.
Meat because of the sand.
Yeah.
Imagine running around with sandpaper all week because they dump sand on your back, they dump sand in your pants, you're got sand in your.
What do they call that? A sugar cookie?
And I mean, you see, like, if you go to Coronado Island, like, dudes that have been through Hell Week, because they walk around with this little waddle thing, because you're friggin' chafed so bad. I mean, guys, I got a buddy in my Buds class that has permanent scars around his belt line from where it was chafing. But so you're warm for a moment, but then the pee's burning, you're chafing, but it's just kind of like worse cost risk benefit. Like it's almost worth it for a moment. Then you're like, it burns.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip. If you want to see the full podcast, be sure to click on the link in the description. And if you feel like it, hit subscribe.